And
Okay, so Miss Dr. Won Kim will start introduction of this project and the whole guideline of like this.
Hello, everyone. My name is Won Kim. I'm in charge of this project, and I will share my presentation to explain the content of this project. Last year, we did a study on two subjects with the NGOs in Asian countries. The first one is to detect the EDC in product, and second one was on the highly hazardous pesticide use and exposure. So at the first topic, we collected erasers to detect phthalates, and we also collected thermal papers to detect BPA or BPS. And for the second study, we collected the urine from the farmers and their families, and we collected the dust in their homes to detect highly hazardous pesticide. And at this, the result from these two studies, we found overwhelming result. So many products that is used in Asian countries contain high level of phthalates, and the exposure level to the HHP to farmers and their families was very high compared to other countries. So with this result, we hold the conference to share the result with all the participants, and we share the result with the citizens, and we release this finding through the press. So the participants from the Asian countries use this result to make their own campaign. So as a result, they gained some effective responses from the society. For example, recently, Eco Waste Coalition in Philippines received a letter from the government. The government said that they will focus on the problem of EDC use in consumer products. So this is one of the successful result from this kind of campaign. And this year we make another project that is named It is Free Asia second round and the Mercury project for ASGM. This project is funded by the Korean Financial Industry Foundation, and the participants are recruited from the network that is made by the IPNC and SCA, and we will support the technical support for this project. So this is the basic concept of this project. To make this project, we last year we discussed about the topic with the IPNC and IPNSA. So we asked about what is the main concerns in each area. So this table shows the main concerns that is discussed in IPNC and IPNSA. For example, they have a great concern on the bisphenol or PFAS or some chemicals that is added in the plastics or some additives that is used in the consumer products. For example, the bisphenol that is used in the baby feeding bottle is one of the big issues you have, and the PFAS that is used in the food packaging material is another big issue, and some phthalates and UV filters that is used in the some personal care products or consumer products is the another issue you have. Uh, uh, there is a interesting issue. Most of the products that is used in the food packaging materials is the main concerns you have. So we are going to make a proposal for next year to detect the PFAS or phthalates in the food packaging material. But this year, we have to think, we did think about what kinds of hazardous materials is to be analyzed in this project. So we consider some factors to be considered in choosing the this year topic. First of all, the priority is the main topics to be considered. As we uh, read in this table, bisphenol or PFAS or phthalates or some hazardous chemicals to be main chemicals to be concerned in Asian countries. And second one is to be considered is the practical issue that is related with the sample preparation and sample keeping and transportation. And third one is the feasibility that is related with whether we can analyze those chemicals in each product or not. And finally, we have to think about the effect that is incurred from this campaign. So we finally choose the parabens and triclosan in which we have to analyze for this year project. So we are going to collect some personal care products to detect parabens and triclosan or tricloban. And we will we are going to find out if the contents are safe to use or not. This is the main object or purpose in for this year project. As you know, there are many endocrine disrupting chemicals in the world. So they are grouped in three categories. List one category is for the substances which are identified as endocrine disruptors at EU level, and the list two group is for the substance under evaluation for endocrine disruptions. So, for example, the phthalates such as DBP, DHP, or DIBP, and the bisphenol A, such chemicals are grouped in list one category, and the parabens or triclosan or tricloban, which are going to be analyzed in this project, is grouped in list two category. But most of the chemicals that is in the category of list two are finally transferred to the category of list one group. So phthalates, bisphenol bisphenol chemicals or parabens or triclosan or triclocarban is chemicals that is grouped in endocrine disrupting chemicals. So this is the you can refer whether they are endocrine disrupting chemicals or not in this list, and we are going to analyze EDC such as paraben, triclosan or triclocarban in the personal care products. Triclosan is firstly registered as a pesticide because it has a function of antibacterial properties. So it was first registered as a pesticide, and recently they are used in personal care products or cosmetics. And they have a toxicity irritation, and they are grouped as chemicals to be PBT or this endocrine disrupting properties, and they have a potential contribution to bacterial resistance to antibiotics. And there are many sources to the triclosan, because they are used in toothpaste, in antibacterial soaps and deodorant, or in body washes. In this slide, you can see the pictures in the left side. This is a picture about the Colgate. Until the 2016, and even in USA, they used triclosan in the toothpaste, and these articles in the New York Times tell about the cost and benefits of use of triclosan in the toothpaste. And during that time, so many drug or personal care products used the triclosan as an antibacterial functional agents. But a few days ago, I visited their website to find out which ingredients are used in the Colgate, and I found out that they switched to the stainless fluoride as a substitute for the triclosan, maybe. So we don't know. We cannot certain up to now they are currently use the triclosan in toothpaste or not. But we have to check Colgate toothpaste in Asian countries, whether they now don't use triclosan or not in this project. Anyway, and second chemical is paraben. Paraben has a similar function as triclosan. They are used as an antimicrobacterial agent in food and cosmetics and personal care products. And they have a similar toxicity of endocrine disrupting properties. So they act like a hormone estrogen, and they can disrupt the normal function of hormone systems. So the interesting thing about the paraben is that the longer the paraben, the longer the paraben, the higher the estrogenic property potence they have. So, for example, the toxicity of the butyl paraben or benzyl paraben is more dangerous compared to the methyl paraben or ethyl paraben, because they have a longer chain compared to methyl or ethyl paraben. So you have to you have to what kind of paraben is used is very important thing to be remembered. And this year, May 17, CHE Collaborative on Health and Environment prepared a webinar, and the name of webinar was reducing breast cancer risk by eliminating parabens and phthalates that is used in personal care products. So the author shared their result from the study that when the people exposed to the parabens and phthalates that is used in personal care products, then the gene expression may be changed, and finally they get a chance to get a breast cancer. So that was the issue about discussed in this webinar. So you can follow this website and you can see the content through the YouTube. That was a very good information. As you can see in this slide, parabens or triclosan could be a source to get a cancer like breast cancer. So there is a regulation there is a law to regulate the use of triclosan or paraben in the products. So for example, according to the EU cosmetics regulations, the manufacturer cannot use the triclosan except for the length of products, and the content limit for triclosan in length of product is 1.5%. And when the manufacturers want to use triclosan as a preservative, they have to follow this limit content according to the this law. So as for the triclocarban, the limit is 0.2%, and in case of triclosan, the content limit is 0.2 or 0.3%, based on the product type. So for example, in the case of toothpaste, the manufacturer followed the 0.3% of limit for triclosan use. And this is for the paraben. So the methylparaben or ethylparaben, the limit for methylparaben or methyl or ethylparaben is 0.4%, and butyrparaben and propylparaben is 0.14%. As I said in the introduction, the longer the paraben, the higher the estrogenic potence they have. So the limit for the butyl or propylparaben is more stronger compared to the limit for methyl or propylparaben. And in Korea, there is a similar regulation that is adopted in Europe. In Korea, there is a similar regulation for the use of paraben or triclosan or triclocarban. So this is some introduction for this project, and from now on, I will talk about the specific content for this project. So we are going to detect EDC, 4 types of paraben and triclosan and triclocarban in personal care products. So we are going to allocate the for sample 3 samples per NGO. So we are going to collect a total 300 samples across the Asian countries. To make a sample list, to make a sample list for sample, we have to consider some points. First one is we are going to collect a personal care product, but we are going to include the products for children because this is the project for the EDCs. As you know, the children is most vulnerable population based on the EDC exposure. So we have to collect the products for children in the list for sample. But we are going to exclude cosmetics because we have a limited budget. So we are going to exclude cosmetics in this project. And we only collect the liquid type of products because generally the additives such as parabens and triclosans are used or added in the liquid product because the solid product is very stable. So generally the manufacturer do not use the additives in the solid type of product. So we are going to collect only liquid type products. And the risk for sample must be based on the information about market share and popularity. And we make 8 types of products for the sampling. Hand washing, body washing, mouth washing, deodorants, toothpaste, feminine wash, baby wipes, and antivirus wipes. In case of mouth washing, in Korea, generally the parents use baby mouth hygiene tissues, but maybe this is not common in other countries. So if you have the tissue type mouthwash for baby, you can collect or sample those samples, those products. But if you have those kind of products, you don't have to collect tissue type mouthwash. All the products that is procured in each by each NGO should be based on your one situations. Anyway, we make eight types of products, and you can make the sampling list based on the 8 kinds of product type. We in 2014 we allowed have experience to collect and analyze the triclosan or triclocarbon in personal care products. In this study, we collected 22 products from the retail market, and the result showed that 7 products contained some level of triclosan or triclocarbon. And this year, for this project, we already started the pilot study in Korea. So this table shows the list for sample for this project. The green shadow, the table, the products in green table represent the products that is chosen by the information about the market share, and the yellow part, represent products that is based on the information about the popularity, and the center column, the products, those products are for children. So this is the example of the sample list that is made by Poyeon, and she collect information about the market share and popularity, about the 8 kinds of product category, and she made this table for collect the samples in Korea. And this is the timeline for this project. Last month we already started the pilot study in Korea, and including this presentation, we are going to recruit participating organization across the Asian countries, and middle of June we can share the result from the Korean samples, and at the end of the June at the end of the June we can share the result in Korea, and after that we are going to make a specific plan with each participating organization, and from the July to August, you are going to collect the samples in your countries, and from August we are going to analyze this product. It will take about 2 or 3 months, and so at the end of this year we can share the result, and next year we are going to hold a conference in Korea to share the result, and we will invite you to join this conference. And this is just the idea. We can make a joint statement on common measures for EDC control that is needed in Asian countries. And you can make your one campaign from any time you get your result. So this is the brief explanation for the timeline for this project. And up to now, 19 organizations from 9 countries showed their intention to join this project. So the sample number for each country or the organization is allocated based on our ability to manage it. So at first, the goal of this project to collect and analyze 300 samples, but if all the 19 organizations will join this project, we have to allocate the sample number, but the total sample would be around 400, we think. This is some challenge for us, but we will solve the problem. Anyway, we have to arrange the total sample number for each organization. So the deadline for application is May 29, and after the final confirmation to join this project, we will have a meeting with each organization, and we are going to make a plan with you for the we are going to make a specific project plan with you. And about the budget, Poyeon will talk about the budget use.
So before moving on, I would like to ask if you have any questions about one's presentation.
Okay, thank you for the brief discussion. I have a question about the country which are joining for sampling. From Bangladesh, ISRO and Jagrota Jubo Sangho. We are two joining for the sampling, right?
That is not confirmed yet. And about the number of the samples and about the final organizations to participate will be fixed and finalized at the end of the deadline. So I will, after this meeting, I will send out the application form that will simply ask for your intention to attend, join in or not.
Okay. So I have to be clear about this. If only ISRO will collect sample, then the number of sampling 40. Only ISRO will conduct, right? After the confirmation from Jagrota Jubo Shankho.
So we this is so please note this sample numbers are interim one, and this is our plan. But our original plan was to collect 300 samples, 30 from 10 organizations, but as you see, there are 19 organizations who showed their interest. So we have to go back to the funder, Korean Financial Industry Foundation, to adjust and ask for more budget. So this is our plan only, and just for now. So if, but in case ASTO only participates, then we might have to decrease the sample number to 30. So if one well, this is our basic principle that if only one organization applied for one country, then that'll be 30 samples. But if more than one organization applies, then we will adjust to secure more samples. Am I clear?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tricia. And I see Daru raise her hand. Hi, Daru.
Hello, Poyeon. Thank you for inviting us. So Ecoton is interested to join this project, and I have one question about the sample. Do we have to, if we have the funding yet to collect the sample, do we have to collect the sample that have clearly mentioned that one of the ingredients contain parabens or triclosan, or can we sample that don't put triclosan or paraben on the ingredients list? But we think that it might contain those chemicals. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. That is a very good one. Actually, we will later on, when everyone's are confirmed to go, then we will have second round of the meetings with each organizations to specifically talk about the guidelines and principles of the collecting samples. But for now, I have to say, we will say firstly, that the samples must be liquid, and secondly, it has to contain kids product. And thirdly, the basic principle should be based on popularity and market share. Yeah, so we will encourage you to research on the market share. So we will not encourage you to eliminate any products based upon the ingredients, the indication of the ingredients. So just pick samples based upon the market share, and in case there is an indication, then you can have that, and if not, then that's still fine. So no guideline. I mean, please don't eliminate based upon the ingredients. Am I clear?
Okay, thank you. That's clear, Poyeon.
Thank you. Okay, then I'll move on. And you can have another round of questions and answer session after this. So, Tripti, can I ask you to hold for a second? And
Sure.
thank you. So I'll briefly talk about your roles and responsibilities if you're to participate. So what you have to do is what we have to ask you as a participating organization is research on regulations on parabens, triclosan, and triclocarbon based in your country. In case there are some multiple organizations, then we will leave it up to you to how to distribute the roles. So, and we will have another round of discussion about this. And I didn't write this on here, but I have to ask you to research on market share and the popularity to make a rule, make a criteria to collect samples and share with us. And then about June to July, then we will see, I will let you collect designated number of samples, which will be decided later. And there will be sampling sheet to write down the properties and questions about the samples. And when the sampling sheet and the samples are confirmed to go, then please I have to ask you to ship them to Seoul. And shipping may have some problem. And based upon my research, it is all the categories of the samples and all the products are good to be imported to Seoul. But the thing is, you have to ship them, and your country may have different regulation about the customs. So I also have to ask you to research about the shipping principles in your country. And if, in case there are some problems, issues to ship some products, then let's figure them out how to ship them to Seoul. I'm quite sure we can do something and figure out how to have everything to Korea. And after the analysis and the results coming to about the samples, then we will hold a conference like one said. We probably think about it to happen in January next year. Unfortunately, it will be freezing in Korea, but that will be the right day to have one. So we have to ask you to attend the conference. And meanwhile, and in between and afterwards, and please carry out media campaigns and other advocacy campaigns to promote the result. And finally, we will ask you to write some report back about financial reports and narrative reports for us also to report back to the foundation. And there will be some other things I might have to ask you, like carry out surveys or things like that. And the budget is not fixed yet. Next slide, please. So this is just an example. When we did the simulation in case of 10 POs. So the figures, the numbers here, it will be totally adjusted. Please keep this in mind. But in case of 10 POs, and there will be two kinds of funding. So first will be prepayment right after we signed our contract, the agreement, then we will we will send you some staff cost, and that will be based on just the calculation. So there needs no financial proof for this. So we will make this payment. And when the samplings are done, or at some point of the campaign, then we will ask you to collect the financial proofs and meeting reports and travel reports to reimburse for the samples and the meals and transportation. So still, this is a mere example, and we will have another round of discussion about how much this will be exactly, and to distribute the funding inside the countries, then we might have to have some deeper communication as well. But reimbursement, as the language itself says, it will be based upon financial proofs, and the proofs will be discussed later again. I will give you some examples about the reports and example of the receipts later on. So details to be shared. So these are 2 guidelines from the practical point of view, and please, I will send out a short form for you to submit your confirmation of your participation. So to make your final decision, I will ask you to go on asking some questions, and Tripti, it's your time.
Thank you. I just had 2 questions. First, about the number of POs that have expressed interest. So I see that there were 6 from India, and I'm sorry, I have to say that the 2 of them are same organization. They might have, so GVPS and SPAR, they are basically the same PO.
Oh, okay.
And they just have 2 different organizations, so they applied from both. So, and I think it would be good to have set a criteria of how we're going to decide, because I think 6 is a very high number for one country, and some of them might not be also able to do the required required research, because they are they don't work on that issue. So I think it would be good to kind of maybe set a criteria or have a discussion and then decide, and maybe limit to a number from each country, because I think 4 or 5 could be a little higher, and that we can decide. And second question I had about the Vaughn mentioned some time deadline for application for 29th May. So is there some application that the POs have to fill, or I'm sorry, maybe you missed that.
Yeah, well, I will, for your second question, I will send out the application form to submit before May 29th. And for your first question, then we will see how many will finally apply for this project. So, and then why don't we have a joint meeting with each organization in one country to see what we have to do and what you have to do and what others have to do. So that will be to be discussed once everything's are confirmed. Thank you, Tripti.
Thank you.
And I see Alka raising her hand.
Hello everyone. My question is to Vaughn. I just wanted to know which parabens you are planning to test.
There will 그 파라벤 뭐뭐 우리 저희 분석할 건지에 대해서요.
We are going to 4 types parabens 메틸 에틸 프로필 부틸 파라벤.
Okay.
So simple question.
All right. Any more questions? Okay, if not, then we can wrap up this meeting for now. And before moving on, I would like to ask you, everyone, to turn your camera on for us to take a picture together. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, cheese. Thank you. And let's close up for now. And if you have any more questions after this, then please feel free to contact me and I will send out this presentation and the application form as well after this meeting.
Bye-bye.
Great.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.